Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here with a new episode. And today's episode is Jehovah's Witnesses lose a court case in Spain. And the court case is about blood transfusion. Sorry. There's a lot of things going on also in Spain regarding to the Jehovah's Witnesses. And this one took place in Lleida. It's a town left of Barcelona in Catalonia. Beautiful surroundings, beautiful place. I never been to this city, but to Barcelona and other cities there. I love Spain. And I love Spain more because they won a court case. And it's a strange court case about blood transfusion. So let's dissect it together. The patient alleged a violation of his religious freedom, but the court ruled that the former head of the hospital acted appropriately. That doctor was facing 15 months prison and 2 years of disqualification from the practice. So the Jehovah's Witness who started this court case wasn't happy with only maybe some compensation for moral things, moral values, but she was facing 15 months in prison. It's big, people, that's big. And 2 years of disqualification from her practice. But was it true? Because I am for freedom. And if I want to get euthanized, in my opinion, you should be able to. If you are sane and you want it, you don't want to suffer from anything, if you want to end your life, for me, you're free to do it. Also, I'm not agreeing with the blood transfusion. I'm not agreeing with on the scripture base and all the things, the whole context of the blood transfusion. But I think someone has a free will. So if someone doesn't want the blood transfusion, just let that one die, no problem. Even if you have a medical, how do you call it? Even if you want to help him and you have that urge as a doctor, I think you can decide for yourself what you want. But that's my opinion. But it's not about my opinion here. It's about the facts, and we're gonna dive into this. Because the doctor of the hospital who was tried last year for giving 4 blood transfusions to a Jehovah's Witness patient in 2016. So the complainant, who is acting as private prosecutor, brought the case against the doctor who was the head of the emergency department. He requested that she be sentenced to 1 and 3 months in prison, so 15 years. And now something strange happens because it goes back to Spanish, my news article. But let's go. He demanded a sentence in jail of 15 months, that she wouldn't be able to drive, and he wants 10,000 euro compensation for moral damage. He complained before the transfusion. He complained that he didn't want the blood transfusion, and he said that they violated his rights. He didn't want a blood transfusion. So her conduct of that doctor was not appropriate at all. the defendant was conscious and explicitly denied blood transfusion. But there is a strange thing, people, in this case. And this is why the case is getting justice for that doctor. Because that doctor remembered that the patient was conscious. Explicitly denied signing a document of no blood transfusion. So the patient denied to sign a non-blood transfusion form. Because that doctor knew, if I do this and he doesn't want it, I am the bad guy. So she took out a form for no blood transfusion form, but that patient didn't want to sign it. So what else could she do? The only thing she could do is, I want to save my life. I want to save the life of my patients. That's why there's a doctor. And they do everything to save your life. And if you don't sign a form that you don't want a blood transfusion, then you're getting yourself into this mess yourself. But don't go out and blame that doctor afterwards and want her to 15 months in prison and get her license revoked for 2 years. Shame on you. He said in court that he didn't trust the doctor, and that's the reason he didn't want to sign that form. Signing that form is for you, for your personal benefit, for you not receiving medical aid, for you not receiving blood transfusion. Who cares at that moment if you don't trust your doctor? If you don't trust your doctor, the more reason you have to sign that form, to have that in black and white, in a copy, in writing, with the signature of you and that doctor, so she can be held accountable afterwards if you don't trust her. So it doesn't make sense. And Jehovah's Witnesses, you make no sense. Something happens because of your own fault, and then you go afterwards, blame somebody, and you're gonna start trying to ruin someone's life. 50 months in prison, 2 years that she can't practice being a doctor. Shame on you. You lost. Accept it. Because of your own dumb moves, your own dumb behavior. If I don't trust somebody out in this world, I make sure I get something in writing with both signatures. So someone I don't trust can be held accountable afterwards to make that wrong right again. If I don't trust somebody, I don't do business with that somebody. Get a different doctor. Ask for a different doctor. Ask for another one. Whatever. But what you do, the first thing you do, is if you don't trust somebody, you get a contract on paper. You say, no blood transfusion, signature from you, signature from the doctor. And then afterwards you can hold somebody accountable for everything that goes wrong. But saying I don't trust them later on in court, while you were too lazy to sign that document, and you were too... I think you wanted that blood transfusion deep down inside. Because otherwise you would have signed it. There was no doubt about it. If you were that strong and firm JW, you would have signed it, whatever the consequences was. But I understand you got scared because he was in shock. He lost blood already. He had something that wasn't right at all. So he was fearful for his life. And that's why he hesitated. And that's normal. We all understand. But don't bitch about it afterwards. Then you are a weak, low person. So, although the patients say I'd rather die than I get a blood transfusion, everything in here reeks, smells like I had fear. I was going to die. And that's why he didn't sign it. But it doesn't matter. Now you got it, you live another day. But maybe he felt guilty towards the organization because the organization puts guilt on you if you get blood transfusion. And also a big part of this is, for sure, this case is promoted by the HLC, that liaison committee. Every hospital knows those nosy elders from the HLC. They interfering with patients. They are pressing patients what to do in that situation. They are not in that position of that patient, so they can't relate to what that patient is feeling. He's feeling guilt, he's feeling fear for his life. What's gonna happen with me if I don't get blood? I don't want to die yet. I want to go to paradise and my family and this and this and this and that. And they are pressuring you. And they are also pressuring this court case because it's orchestrated behind the scenes, maybe from the governing body, or maybe from the branch office in that country or in that region. Because I don't think that if it was not known, that this brother would never started this court case against that doctor. I think if nobody knew about this, he wouldn't have kept quiet, just living his life. Maybe he felt a little bit guilty for himself, but he didn't start this. I think this court case is started, maybe funded by Jehovah's Witness Watchtower organization. I don't think that he was the brains of this court case. That patient that received the blood transfusion, I don't think he's the instigator at all, because he doesn't want people to know this. I don't think he started this on his own. I think maybe he wanted to start something, but he got help from Watchtower, from the branch, from everybody who backed him up. Yeah, you have to fight for this. Or maybe we're gonna pay for this. I don't know. It's always a shady business, because if I am having a weak argument, I'm not gonna start a war. And I am not here on earth to someone who helped me live a few years longer, that doctor. I'm not gonna destroy her reputation. I'm not gonna destroy her career. Although I don't like it what she did, she saved your life. But instead of being grateful for it, let's mess up somebody's life, people. That's vengeance, Jehovah's Witnesses. And it doesn't suit you at all. But because this is vengeance, it smells like those weasel farm executives, the directors of the weasel farm, to get their final say in court, to mess up somebody's life, who was only doing it from the heart. Those emergency department guys in the hospital, they do everything for you that you live another day. that you can see your grandchildren, that you can enjoy your food, your life, your miserable life as a JW. They are there to help you. They don't want to double cross you. They're doing their job because they have that urge in them to save lives. And if you don't sign an agreement, if you don't sign a non-blood transfusion form while you're conscious, because you don't like that doctor, then it's your problem. Accept that. Be a man or be a woman. Take it. Take that uppercut on the chin and move on with your life. But what's about turning the other cheek to somebody? No, I'm not turning the other cheek to somebody. The Bible is rubbish. I want 10,000 euro. I want her to be 15 months in prison, and I want her to get her license revoked as a doctor for 2 years. So she is without a job 2 years long. That's what I want, because they did me wrong. Nobody did you wrong besides yourself. Live with it, learn from it, move on. This is my take, guys, on this court case. I'm happy this JW is being put into his place by this court. They don't go along with all those bullshit stories they tell. Sign the form and then you had a leg to stand on. But if you don't sign that form, you are agreeing with everything that's happened next. Thank you for watching, guys. We see each other on the next episode.